Hey, Twitch, just so you know, this is being recorded. Say hi to the YouTube people. Yeah, don't fight now. Don't fight, guys, don't fight. I know you're at each other's throats. Twitch, I know that you hate them because I know you hate the YouTube people because they stole your cookies, but YouTube, you gotta stop just taking things that don't belong to you. And Twitch, stop getting so worked up over stuff that doesn't matter. You're all part of the same community. Stop getting each other's throats. Stop it. Now let's watch some unhealthy food videos.
He had no idea that serving the world's unhealthiest menu would come with...
Why am I in this? How dare they record me eating food?
so much controversy, countless lawsuits, and avalanche
By the way,
of
if you're on
bad
the
press
Twitch side of things, please go and check out the YouTube side.
Opening
This
the
is for the
Heart Attack
secondary
Grill in
highlights channel, just so you know.
Basso owned 3 different exercise gyms over a 12-year period, where he'd advised clients
oh,
on
it's this one! I know this place! I saw Matt
as
Stoney
well as on
here.
techniques of caloric reduction.
This
However,
is literally the place where if you're so fat, you
line
can
of
eat
work
for free.
stating, "It's disgusting because you're promising people things that are outside their genetic possibility. Instead of being a slimy,
Typical, this like epitomizes the American
I would
mentality
actually launch
towards
a
food, I feel.
hamburger concept that would be absolutely
I know it's a meme and
honest,
everything, but whatever,
that's the
you know.
only
Just-
guiding principle.
Yeah, you know what? You're on the verge of death because you've eaten too much food.
The
Here's some
first
free
Heart Attack
food.
Grill in Arizona featured a front door sign reading, "Caution, this establishment is bad for your health," before they'd later add cash only because you might die before the check clears. Inside, they'd proudly display the catchphrase "taste worth dying for." However,
Oh my god, they just lean into it so hard. Like, they know they're gonna kill people doing this. Jesus.
insane piece of signage was without a doubt this reading, "Anyone over 350 pounds eats for free
See?
all day, every day, unlimited," with the only rules being no taking food to go, no sharing with others, and does not include beverages.
Oh, that's
although this wasn't
wild.
the only unlimited service offered by the restaurant.
And if I'm not mistaken, they cook. They don't just cook their food in regular oil. They cook it in butter, like a really high fat, And as a chef, if you're cooking in butter, that's gonna make everything taste so sickly. Like, using butter to cook with is great for certain things, and it works because it emulsifies. But if you use butter on everything, it makes it sickly, sweet, and in large quantities, it'll make you feel sick as a pig.
You can eat flatliner fries bar.
To serve the free meals, Basso
Oh,
took
lard?
a tip
Oh, it's
from
lard, okay.
Hooters by hiring
Similar
a bunch
thing,
of
similar.
sexy
I
nurses,
mean,
with
similar
the
in
theme
terms
of
of what it
honesty
does.
also extending into the job application process, with questions
Oh,
such
the
as
milkshakes
whether
are
the
mixed with butter.
applicant has an
Ah,
in
that's
your
why.
outie belly button, who would they have a hot one-night stand with, their opinion on certain conspiracy theories, and a comment stating, "No one gives a damn about your academic achievements, but if you want to bore us with them, go right
I wonder
ahead."
what the
As the head of the
fatality mark
restaurant,
is for
John
this place.
spent
Like, how many
every day
people
dressed
died
as a
because of this
doctor,
place?
stating, "We promote nicotine, alcohol, caffeine, fat, cholesterol, sodium, all the building blocks of a quality, healthy, good time," with these insane statements leading to his
There's
first
nothing
appearance
healthy about
on
this
a local
place.
news station.
There is a restaurant in Tempe where the food is so rich they call their big burger the quadruple bypass. Not everybody thinks that's funny, least of all the Arizona Board of Nursing.
The news story then stated that the American Nursing Board had received 5 or 6 complaints about them calling their waitresses nurses. However, 5 or 6 complaints was a small price to pay, given the
I mean, I
story
like the
was
uniform.
basically free advertising.
All right, so if you want to bypass, of course, the good kind, now you know where to go. It's called the Heart Attack Grill.
This then turned into further news coverage, where John explained the other ways in which the restaurant might kill
God.
you.
We don't do Diet Coke. We don't do light beers. We don't even provide lettuce on our...
Sir, did you just ask for a salad for your burger? Get out. Get out of here. We don't even know what the color green is here.
burgers.
With the unique approach beating all of their competitors.
John, this is creating a firestorm. I have a feeling this is just what you wanted.
Well, I can't say that I don't enjoy the publicity. It definitely does pack the seats in the restaurant. We've been so lucky.
Oh, he's got the
recently-
VTuber mentality of, yes, any attention is good attention. If I flash my tits enough, I'm gonna get people getting angry at me because I have boobies. But that attention's good attention because it'll resonate into quality. It'll resonate into viewership, baby.
Web traffic exceeds McDonald's.com.
After noticing that media stories help the business grow, that attempt to set the Guinness World Record for the world's unhealthiest burger, achieving such with the 9,982 calorie quadruple
Oh
bypass
my
burger,
God.
although this gluttonous piece of food would be served with a side of tragedy. The Heart Attack Grill had introduced a spokesperson named Blair River, who at 6'8", 570
Oh my
pounds,
God,
appeared in all of
that's
the
like-
restaurant's
Oh boy, that's a big man.
ads.
I'm up another few inches. Who needs these old pants? I could eat for free.
In a 2011 news report,
Okay. I understand promoting unhealthy eating. I get that. There is almost a point here where it's almost like there's like almost a bit of a psychological like fantasy going on here where it's like not like sexually fetishizing, but there's almost like a fetishization of this. And do you guys know what a feeder is? Because there's a certain like they're glorifying size, and at the end of the day, be happy in your skin. But I actually wonder if maybe the people who made this place, are... You know, maybe this isn't the place to psychologically analyze why people would make something like this. I'm just wondering... I wonder if the person who made this place is a feeder. Because...
Blair talked about feeling incredibly healthy.
This is good stuff. Everyone should be modern sized like myself.
However,
be happy in your skin, but do not try and promote other people to be unhealthy. You're trying to cover that as healthy is a... Listen, I'm perfectly I am all about people being happy in their skin and doing what is necessary, but do not glorify obesity.
whether he passed away before the interview.
Because this fucking happens!
Sadly, we now know how long...
Gosh! Gee! Guys, surprised Pikachu face. How did this happen? What? Man who eats nothing but burgers cooked in lard all day, every day dies? How did this happen? Surprised Pikachu face.
Was. Blair died last week at the age of 29.
He's 29?! My guy looks like he's in his 40s! Oh my god!
The cause of death was pneumonia.
Even in death, the Heart Attack Grill maintained their brutally honest branding.
Had he have been thinner, he most probably would have survived that pneumonia.
Aren't you glorifying obesity, which obviously kills?
Absolutely.
With Basso taking this even further in a different interview.
If they do die...
So, I'm not going to take it back to this again. I wonder if this is, like, masking. Like, he has this feeder tendency, or maybe he's, like, some psychopath, sociopath kind of thing, and he's using this restaurant as kind of like a cover to try and excuse getting away with the psychopathic tendencies. Huh.
I hear, I'm not going to lie to you. That's
And you want to know what makes me think that more? He's skinny. He's fucking skinny. There are three kinds of people you don't trust in this world: skinny chefs, or chefs that don't taste their own food, the DMVA, and a succubus that says everything's okay.
business. I'll say it again. Death is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Although the media's goal of discrediting the founder only did the opposite. It's actually
Hi,
refreshing
Velvet.
to see someone so
Thank you. I'm gonna miss
painfully
you.
honest. The owner is great. He makes no apologies, nor should he. You can't blame him for people doing this to themselves. It's
But
impossible to hate
okay.
this.
Here's the conversation. It is the same predatory mindset that goes into gambling. Psychologically, a lot of people in this world have very poor resistance to peer pressure, psychological, what's the word? Prodding. It's the same reason why people will have gambling habits, because people are very bad at resisting pressure and their own addictive tendencies. It's why gacha games have things the way they do. When you, it's like getting that dopamine hit, right? So to that's a different story, but the relation here is there is a certain responsibility that should be taken by the people in charge, but they don't because it's good for business. Like, the people who make gacha games should have a responsibility to do what is ethically right to make sure that people who have gambling addictions don't get too carried away, because there are these people out there that have zero self-control and will spend exorbitant amounts of money they don't have because they do not have that self-control. And and a lot of these people are called whales, or just even not the whales, but it is a predatory thing to take advantage of people's psychological weakness. And it is a similar thing with this. They are predating on the weakness of people and food. Food is a psychological stimulant. People feel happy when they eat. It is literally a serotonin and dopamine inducer. It is why a lot of people resort to food when they're depressed or anything like that, because it's one of the few ways the body is able to produce serotonin and dopamine without any other stimulant. It's why food is a coping mechanism. And this motherfucker doing this literally does this to kind of make sure that his bottom line is there at their expense. And in my mind, in a perfect world, people should take responsibility and push people away if they know they lack that self-control. But people are not that selfless. In fact, most people are selfish and only care about their own bottom line. So that's why that's why this exists.
Guy because he's being
scary how I actually
honest.
have some
in a different
semblance
interview,
of
Basso showed
input
his
on this,
more
considering I'm a
compassionate side by
psychoanalyst.
stating, cynical people might think this River's death is funny.
Duh,
but
it's not
people
my
who
final
knew
stream.
him
I'm
are
going on
crying their
holiday.
eyes out. There is a lot of mourning going on around here. You couldn't have found a better person. Even if he was skinny, we would have given him the job. We would have just put a fat suit
Like, the
on
only
him.
thing I
He
wanna
just
eat
had
is Velvet's
personality,
ass, but that's a
as
different
did the
story.
restaurant's next spokesperson, Ernie Hart, who wouldn't last long either, although
Oh,
for a slightly
no.
different reason. In October 2011, Basso moved the restaurant
come on, you
to
don't
the
wanna get
land
a
of
fat- you
indulgence,
wouldn't wanna get a
pleasure, and
skinny
poor
person to
short-term
advertise this place, so it makes
choices.
sense, I
Las
suppose.
Vegas. The new and improved restaurant featured a public electronic cattle scale, as well as new signage reading "Fighting Anorexia since 2005" and "Send hate mail to," followed by their address. The new location
so
also led to a brand new
unapologetic.
slogan.
Remember, the calories you eat in Vegas stay
Yeah,
in
I
Vegas.
as well as
legitimately
an
think this
instant
guy's a
increase in
psychopath.
business.
I legitimately think that.
doubled
Yeah, look
in
how
terms-
skinny he is. I mean, he's not skinny, but he's. This guy's 100% either a psychopath or a feeder. That is a certainty.
Of money in terms of square footage.
However, the craziest change was without a doubt their menu. Despite their quadruple bypass already holding the record for the highest calorie burger, the Heart Attack Grill then doubled their invention, creating the octuple bypass burger, which featured 8 patties, 40 pieces of bacon, and 19,900.
Here's an interesting fact for you. The average man needs 2,200 to 2,800 calories a day to
That's kind
survive.
of small.
Women need less.
Yikes.
At what point, like, sometimes it's nice to indulge, and sometimes it's nice to go a bit above what you should be having. But at what point is a cool, fun idea ending up being more of self-harm? Like, yes, haha, funny, let's eat the big old burger. Like, I get it, it's decadent, it's extravagant, it's indulgent, it's cool. It's nice to do that once in a while. But no human being would ever eat something like this for the sake of their own dietary needs. And I guess, I don't know, there's so many, like, psychological elements that goes into this, and, like, there's so much more of, like, a, what's the word, like, this rabbit hole goes very deep, and I realized that we're kind of maybe analyzing this far too heavily, and it's supposed to be more of like a jovial, haha, funny, kind of, haha, oh boy, let's, wow, I mean, this is kind of the reason why the world's fucked, right? Maybe you look too hard into it, whatever, but, I don't know. I feel...
Calories. At around the same point in time, the
I feel
Heart
weird
Attack
about
Grill
this, that's
updated
all.
their website to
Having
include
been
free
somebody
video
who's,
and images for the press,
helped people
where the
with
motivation for the
addictive
octuple
tendencies
burger
and
became pretty
talked to people
obvious.
with,
They were trying to generate media
issues with
attention, and
food,
this is exactly
of having
what they
been
got.
somebody who's
the new
eaten
burger
some-
led to over
who-
100 million views.
Yeah, there you go. Having been myself someone who has a bad relationship with food, seeing this kind of stuff and people advocating for, you know, just eating it, like, as a meme, as a joke, it's great. But as a concept, it's just shrouded in this, like, disingenuous, predatory, and evil kind of, like, cadence to it. And I get it. I am overanalyzing this, but it's...
exposure on
Leaves a
YouTube
bad taste in
as
my
different
mouth.
content creators visited the restaurant
Hey,
to
it's
see
beer
if they
versus
could
food.
eat
I like
it.
this guy.
Those who could, such as Matt Stoney, were given a ride out of the restaurant in a novelty wheelchair, although there were others who were forced to leave in an ambulance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, fun thing. Do you want to know how big your stomach is? Your stomach is quite literally the size of either a golf ball or maybe, if you're lucky, just a bit bigger than that. It is not big. Your stomach, at default, when it's empty, is tiny. You will not fit something like this inside of you without a lot of stretching. Training. Now, my dick on the other... Sorry.
Followed by another article only 2 months later reading, Heart Attack Grill lives
something
up to its name
something,
again
oh
this
my
week
god,
when a
meat
woman
inside of
collapsed
me,
in their
something
Las
something
Vegas
sexual
restaurant.
innuendo, something
This
something,
marks
you
the
get
second
it.
person to fall victim to their horrifically caloric
Something
food
something,
in less
ooh
than
woo,
a
Makari's
year,
a future,
with
that's a
Heart
lot of
Attack
meat.
Grill responding in the most brand appropriate way by bragging about it on their website. 2 ambulance departures in less than 60 days left an indelible mark on the Heart Attack Grill's public image. Dr. John delivered a clear message to the media that such tragedies shall inevitably continue due to having clientele which he refers to as being the avant-garde of nutritional
you know it's his
risk-takers.
responsibility, right? At what point is it the responsibility of the health industry to just shut this place down?
Did I enjoy that? Absolutely.
Although
Wait,
this
what did he
is still
say?
nothing.
Hold the fucking phone. What did he say? What did this Lex Luthor, gym-needing, lettuce-eating, fucking narcissistic psychopath say?
Had my wallet with money? Absolutely. Did I enjoy that? Absolutely.
Although this is still nothing compared
he's straight
to
up a
what would
psychopath.
happen 1 year later. The
He is
Heart
a
Attack Grill
sociopath.
had a new unofficial spokesperson named John Alleman, who was recognized as the restaurant's most loyal customer. He never missed a day, even on Christmas, Basso said. People just loved him. He connected with people in a real way, although all of this changed on the 11th of February 2013. After chowing down on his daily feed at the grill, John Alleman suffered a heart attack and
What
died
a
while waiting for the bus at the
surprise! When you're literally coating your food in lard.
Front of the store. This led to Basso's
And
craziest
putting
PR
butter in
stunt
your
to date.
milkshake.
They'll say it's grotesque. They'll say, how can you keep the man's cremation here?
With Basso keeping the cremation inside the restaurant as he wants you to know his food kills so that maybe you'll stop eating junk.
Somebody fucking arrest this man. This is literally a socio-psychopath. This is murder, but with extra steps.
This man is willing to sacrifice his reputation and maybe even his humanity to try and make the world a healthier place. I respect him for it. Basso believes the restaurant helps
I think Las
customers
Vegas,
to reflect
as
on
much
their
as
own
it wants people to get
choices,
away and
having
just do what they
stated
want.
Anybody who's over 300
Surely it's a responsibility to close the place down
We
like this.
applaud
Oh
them
my
like the big sumo
God.
wrestler they are. Treat them like a champ. Make them feel good for that moment. Give them free food all they want. But these people go home at night and they ponder that and say, wow, why did I just get free food and have the whole restaurant applauding for me? Because I'm a freak, plain and simple. Before adding, I'm running an obesity intervention.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
such
think it
copium that
works.
people
I
are letting
really
get-
do.
that
Everybody should
letting
check
them get
out
away
our
with
Facebook
this.
and see a lot of people say, hey, Dr. John, I've lost 82 pounds
Like, there's
since
so
the
much
last
like
time I was in."
psychological
It's the
and
X factor,
mental
something that
manipulation of
snapped
this
in
as
that
well.
person that said,
Like, it's,
wow, I'm gonna make a change
you
in my
want to know
life.
what? As a slight as a caveat to the psychological effect and the mental manipulation, this is bullying because it's like, you know how in like high school you'd have that one bully who would like laugh and point and pick on the fat kid? That's this. This is bullying and subjection of overweight people on a platform. Like they are literally putting these overweight people and putting obesity on a platform and saying, haha, look at the stupid ogre. Look, it's that scene from Shrek. Look at the ogre, everyone. Look at the ogre. Look at the fat man.
And they did, and that's fabulous, with this sentiment also showing up in the YouTube comments. The Heart Attack Grill restaurant has motivated me to take care of myself, stick to my diet.
I suppose this is like the one takeaway that for every one bad incident, maybe it raises awareness and helps people like not do the bad thing. But I don't think that's the intent. I do not think that the guy who made this place intended for this. I think the guy who made this place legitimately is a psychosociopath, and it's just this is a side effect of constantly having this happen, I guess.
The namesake restaurant actually sends a very positive message. If you don't take care of yourself today, you might find yourself eating a free meal at my restaurant in the
it's like martyrdom in a way.
Because everyone over 350 pounds eats for free,
Making
and
a
therefore
message.
Basso believes
Those
the
who are
restaurant
willing
is
to
an
see it
overall positive.
will take that warning.
That when people hear
For
my
every
message, the
2 or 3
net
people that are
health
like
benefit
that,
to society
you'll have
is
so many people who are still
incredibly
just
good.
going to get
However, you
pulled
won't be
into it.
surprised to hear that not everybody agrees.
He's deliberately trying to get people to eat more than they need.
With this being echoed
Yeah,
by the
no shit.
legendary Anthony Bourdain, who stated,
Anyone with
there
eyes
is a
could
restaurant
see
in
this.
Vegas, I think it's
Like,
called the Heart Attack
Again,
Grill.
this is coming
where
from
if
someone who's a psychoanalyst and an analyst in general. So this is why I'm so fucking irate about it. But even a non-analytical mind, just somebody with eyes could see what he's doing.
We're over 350
really
pounds to eat
obvious.
for free. I think that should be pretty much a war crime. On top of this, a former waitress went public talking about her terrible time working at the restaurant, explaining that after a man passed out mid-meal, a manager made me take out my cell phone to record a video of the whole thing so they could send it to the media. It was on a Friday afternoon, and he
This
hoped
is
it would make
literally
the
the
news so they
epitome of
could have
any
at least
attention
a
is good
weekend.
attention.
On the opposite end of the
If
spectrum,
this guy was a
different waitress
VTuber
stated this.
or a streamer, he'd be. This is the guy who gets raided by a raid of 32 people and says, "Dude, if you aren't as big as me, don't even raid me. Dude, we got a hype train going and you only gifted 1 sub, bitch. Either get on the level of everyone else, do 5 gifted subs, or don't even gift, dude. What the fuck is wrong with that kind of attention, right?"
Enjoy this way too much.
So the experience clearly depends on which person you ask. In a different instance, the PCRM sent a letter to Basso asking him to declare moral bankruptcy and close the Heart Attack Grill. However, given the restaurant earned $5.5 million in revenue last year, it seems obvious that Dr. John Basso and the Heart Attack Grill won't be going
Usually I look at these things with a slightly more light-hearted humor, but that's ridiculous. I'm sorry I got kind of serious on this one, but I mean, honestly, there is a reason why this is in America. Because America, right? Wow. This would never... this restaurant, even if it was established in another country, it would have been closed after the first incident. This would never... Even if a country was stupid enough to let this place exist, it would never stay open. But America is the land of excess, so of course... Ta-da! Oh my god.